Today we have a story regarding what happened when that guy didn't appreciate the cleric. Let's throw another log on the fire. Many moons ago, in 3rd edition D&D, I gamed with a group of casual friends, all adults in our 20s and 30s. We'd run this group for long enough to get a Lord of the Rings style quest. We'd found a big bad evil item and needed to chuck it into a specific volcano to be rid of it. Then we had a new player join the game group, Chad. He started dating another party member, so they were a package deal. Chad's edgy rogue took an instant dislike to my character Jimmy. As a longtime gamer, I'd finally acknowledged my need for role-playing and had made Jimmy Cleric of Vulcan. Jimmy's role-playing shtick was when the player arrived at a village, he'd mend local farm implements for free if people listened to him preach about Vulcan. Jimmy was also a total support cleric. I only cast heal and buff spells. Finally, Jimmy was an unrelenting ray of sunshine even in the darkest moments of the game. Facing overpowered enemies and most of the party is in single digits, Jimmy would roleplay calling on Vulcan's mighty power to save everyone as he cast heals and even tanked to save people. This all annoyed Chad to no end. I was never sure quite why. Fast forward to facing a homebrew type snake creature that popped out of a hole in the ground. It ended up mesmerizing most of the party except for two, Chad and Jimmy. Jimmy tanks it while Chad drags the party to safety. As my fellow gamers watch, helpless in character, Chad deliberately lets Jimmy die to the snake instead of helping him escape. Jimmy's body is even dragged into the hole and lost to the group. Other party members were angry. The DM was angry. I was angry. Chad says, "Well, it's not like we needed him." Cue the entire party yelling, "Jimmy was carrying the evil artifact!" Yes, I'd been the only one they trusted not to be corrupted by its influence. They're Bilbo Baggins, whose intrinsic goodness had resisted temptation. Even I'd had to make a couple of saves for why not moments. One party member had a luck blade, which in 3.5 could cast wish. The DM, no fool, had only put one wish spell in the blade. The party member uses it and says, "I wish Jimmy were alive again and back here with us, along with the artifact." DM pulls me into another room. He sits me down and says, "Look, I'm angry, you're angry, and Chad needs a lesson. Can I twist this wish spell? What do you got in mind?" Jimmy comes back to life, but has been corrupted by the artifact and is now its servant. He's going to take on the party. I'm in. What follows is me being restored to life. Party has no idea I'm evil. We continue on and bed down for the night. Jimmy takes last watch. Chad is confused by my/Jimmy's total lack of anger. Come 4 a.m., Jimmy wakes up with all his spells available and enacts his master plan. Heading slightly away from the party to a nearby rock ridge, he summons a pack of fiendish wolves. Then he casts silence on an arrow and fires it into the party's sleeping area. Note to 5e only players, yes, silence could be cast on objects. With the party unable to hear them coming, and spell casting mostly cut off, Jimmy and the wolves closed in. Just before reaching the area of silence, Jimmy cast Entangle on the party as they slept. Most of them were unable to break free, but hey, the plants wrapping them up woke most of the party. I wish I could say it was a TPK. Sadly, I suffered the worst dice rolls of my life during that combat, and the party rolled some of the most consistent high rolls. The wolves put several party members out of action before dying. Jimmy managed to do a fair amount of damage with spells like inflict moderate wounds. Realizing I wasn't quite going to be able to win, Jimmy used Bestow Curse and Blindness on the last party members standing, the fighter and the ranger, and fled into the night with the evil artifact. The party was not able to chase him because guess who they'd been relying on for all healing? Yep, the DM ruled that he escaped into the wilderness and the quest failed. Several apologized for Chad. A couple were shocked that Jimmy had been capable of dealing that kind of damage all by himself, and the D&D group never met for another session. And that is how I first got to play an evil PC in D&D. This story is quite weird. It seems kind of like the DM killed off the entire D&D session over Chad. Maybe they were looking for a reason to stop playing with him, and this was a decent out. Otherwise, this whole thing could be seen as a bit petty. I do appreciate the cleric being able to prove his worth a bit though, and I do think simply using the wish spell as an undo button could be seen as a little weak. But what do you all think about this situation?